Hello and welcome. Eric MN Twins 20 here. How you doing, everybody? We are on vlog episode number 40. And in the last vlog, I know I said we were going to do something special for that, for number 40. I think I said I was going to do urban exploration, but it's been cold the last few days and some snowflakes here and there. So it's not quite ready to go out yet. So I thought about doing something I did last year, right before the NFL draft 2020. I did a mock draft. I actually did a mock off season of the Vikings. So I'm on the draftnetwork.com right now. We're going to do a mock draft. This is only going to be just the draft only. There's not going to be any trades because I can't do any trades. So we're just going to do the Vikings and we're going to see what we can do here. I'm going to do 7 rounds. Ooh, I'm going to do this fast speed. I tried this before and it was like really slow, but it'll allow us to pick our own. So here we go. Let's get right into it. And looks like, okay, so the boards, oh boy, so we got some decisions to make and this could get interesting, folks. Oh boy. Okay, so the first 3 picks: Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. So the Mac Jones to San Francisco are obviously a smokescreen. They took Justin Fields, which I think is what's going to happen, unless somebody trades up to get him. Pitts goes to Atlanta. That's a good pick. This one kind of surprises me. Jamar Chase to the Bengals. I would have thought they would have fixed that O-line to protect Joe Burrow because he got destroyed last year. Jalen Waddle goes to the Dolphins. Give Tua another weapon and reunites them too. I think Tua played for Alabama, if I'm not mistaken. Penei Sewell to the Lions. That hurts, but they need to protect Jared Goff. They should have done that when Stafford was in town, even though I still think Stafford's one of the most overrated quarterbacks in football today. Fight me over it if you want. Slater to the Panthers. I'm not surprised there. Surtain. See, this is where I'm surprised Trey Lance fell. I would have thought that the Broncos would have taken him. Cowboys took Horn. Parsons to the Giants. Newsome. See here, they could have taken Devontae. They should have taken Devontae. Darisaw to the Chargers. Now, Minnesota has an interesting situation going on here. They need O-line help. They need at least 2 guards. I don't think they need tackle like everybody's saying. They have tackle. They have right tackle Brian O'Neill already in place. He's one of the best in the league. They have Ezra Cleveland, who they drafted last year, who played guard and did an okay job. I mean, he was out of position, but he did all right. But he's supposed to be a tackle. He played left tackle in college in Boise State. That's where he should be. So slide him where he belongs. Reef is gone. Stick him there. So that means you got your 2 tackles figured out, so you need to worry about your interior. D-line, I don't think is as bad as everybody says it is. Yes, we might need a defensive edge rusher on the opposite side of Danielle Hunter, but I think we're fine with who we got. Linebacker, we maybe need somebody to replace Barr eventually. I think we're good. Corners, I think we can find one later on the draft. Of course, it all depends on what happens with Jeff Gladney with his situation, whether he's innocent or guilty or not. We don't know. We don't know what the situation is. It's been quiet ever since he posted bail. No one's talking about it. It's just gone quiet. So I don't know what the situation is with him. Personally, I don't think we need to draft another first-round corner. Same goes for receiver. We don't need a number 1 receiver. We have that. In Jefferson, we have that in Thielen. Yes, we need a receiver. Maybe it's number 3, but we can get that later on. Now, the big question. We have 2 quarterbacks. The first-tier quarterbacks that are we have 2 of them that are available to us right now. Me, personally, Mac Jones is overrated. I don't think he deserves to be in that tier 1. I think he's more in the tier 2, bottom of tier 2. I think there's guys more deserving than he is. He's only good because of look where he's coming from. He's from Alabama. I mean, you can plug and play anybody at Alabama and be quarterback, and they'll be good. Doesn't mean they're going to be great in the NFL. I mean, look at Tua. He struggled last year. Jury's still out on him. I could say the same thing about Trey Lance, though. I mean, he only played 1 game this past season, and then he opted out the rest of the way, and now he's up in the draft. I think he should have gone back for another season, a full season, to get more tape under his belt, because there's not much about him. So if I'm the Vikings in this position right now, you got Trey Lance, Mac Jones, I'm trading down. I'm telling teams, whoever wants a quarterback, you want him, you got to come up and give us something. Your swap first round picks and maybe give us a second. But in this situation, I can't trade because this is, I'm on the free part of this website. So I don't see the Vikings taking Trey Lance or Mac Jones here. I think they're going to get their quarterback in like rounds 3. So I'm passing on them. I'm going to fill a position of need, and that's going to be Elijah Vera Tucker. We need a guard. We need to take him. And also Jalen Phillips, I'm not taking him either because of his injury history. He's one concussion away from retirement, so I'm avoiding him like a hot potato. So Trey Lance went to the. Can I pause that? No, I can't. Trey went to New England. Mac Jones just went to the Falcons. Wow. Interesting. So we got a little bit of a wait. So we got our offensive linemen, so we're good there. Cats are getting into stuff. I shot this earlier. I did another video of this, and I did another mock. I did a mock. This is mock 2 for me. Cat was getting into stuff like crazy. I was on and off. Just so it's rather than update or splice everything together, I just like fuck it. Just get rid of it. Just do it again. Okay, so let's go back where we were in the first. Get rid of this damn sit so I can see. Okay, so Lance went right after us. So the Patriots were happy to see that. Jalen Phillips went to the Dolphins. Okay. Smith went to the Bears. That hurts. Bateman went to the Colts. Thank God. So that'll be nice. Leatherwood to the Titans. Kwity Paye went to the Browns. Wow, he dropped big time. Barmore went to the Packers. Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna be happy if they're drafting defense. I could care less. Mac Jones went to the Falcons, so they're gonna prep him to take over for Matt Ryan. So they waited until the second round. And Wyatt Davis, that was a good one. Sante Samuel went to the Washington team. And I'm not seeing anything else. So, okay. So, let's see what's on the board here. So we have O-line taken care of. It says we need DT or D lineman, and yeah, interior D lineman, DT, and tackle. See, I don't think we need tackle because we got Cleveland going to the left side, so I think we're good. But whatever. Davis Mills, quarterback of Stanford, is available. Kellen Mond, I think, is who I'm going to take as a quarterback, but I'm going to wait. Hopefully he'll drop to me later. And Ben Cleveland, I'd like to get my hands on him. But I need to... Peter Warner. No. So I think I'm going to double down on offensive. Ooh. We need another guard, but... Jeez. Tommy Tagia, I don't know much about him. He's at Ohio State. I'm going to take... Spencer Brown, Northern Iowa. I'm going to take another... I'm going to take Josh Myers. I don't think the Vikings would do that, though, back-to-back. No, I don't think they would. I'm actually going to take the linebacker, even though I don't think we need it, but I think that guy might be good. I'll take the Pete Werner. I'll take this guy. And hope Mullen is still there at... Please be there. Oh, thank God. Okay, Kellen Mond is available still. So is Davis Mills, but I think Mund's better. I think he'd be the better one. I'm taking Kellen Mond. So we got our quarterback of the future. let him sit behind Kirky Boy for 2 years. Davis Mills to the Lions. Interesting. Oh, Ben Cleveland went to the Rams. Damn. They snipered me. Kyle Trask to the Bengals. Why? They don't need a quarterback. That's dumb. I'm sorry. That's a dumb pick. You got so many other needs and you pick another quarterback. They must be afraid Burrow's going to be built like a China doll. All right. So we got some players here that are dropping. Andre Cisco, I thought about him. Caden Stearns, I like him too, but he's way down there. He's like down. So I might double down on safeties because eventually we're gonna need some. So we got Elijah, we got a linebacker, we got quarterback. I got another pick coming up here, so I think I'm gonna take. It says we need interior defensive lineman. I'm going to take this kid out of Alabama. They build a good program. So, even though the quarterbacks I think are overrated. All right, I'm going to take Cisco. Ooh, Twyman. Oh, he'd be good too. Ooh, I don't think he's going to drop us, though. But we need safety. I'm going to take Andre Cisco out of Syracuse. We need help. Is Twyman going to drop us? Dylan Moses goes to the Browns. Wow, Twyman dropped. Ooh. Holy crap. So what do I got here? So I got a safety. I got 2 interior linemen. Oh, I misread that. I thought it was defensive linemen. Okay, so we took care of, we doubled down on offensive line. So we got our 2 guards. Cool. Got our quarterback. Got our linebacker. So I think I take, all right. So my mistake. So I'm gonna take Twyman right here. That'll fill another position. So we got that. My mistake didn't cost us anything. So now we got my pick here. We got another one there. I think this is where I need to take Caden Stearns because we're gonna need Odenigbo. We had a Fadi Denabo, but I think he's gone now, if I'm not mistaken. He would have been good on the opposite side of Hunter. Let me check. Fadi Denabo.
Here are the top search.
No, that's not what I said. Fadi Odenigbo. There it goes.
According to Wikipedia, Ifedikachukwu Anthony Odenigbo is an American football outside linebacker for the New York Giants of the National Football.
Yep, he went to the Giants, so we lost to Fadi. So, whew. Stearns, where's he at on the list? He's probably still falling. Yeah, he's way down there. I might be able to pick him up down there. So I think Zimmer's going to like this pick. We do need edge. So let's take Vanderbilt. Yeah, we'll take this guy. Take him at 143. That's a good pick from where I'm picking. So we got, James Higgins. Okay, so we're at pick 157. So we're doing good. We got some picks here that are dropping to us. We got 2 more here. Got one here, one there. We're in the 5th. Oh, excuse me. Let's see what the quarterback situation is. Not that we need another one. Junk. Let's go. It says we need offensive tackle, but I don't think we do. Oklahoma State. Rodarius Williams. We do need a corner. I think this for me personally would be where I would take a corner. Like I said, the Jeff Gladney situation. We don't know what's up in the air. We have Mike Hughes returning from injury, who's always been injured, can't stay healthy. We have Holton Hill, who's not only injury prone, he's also gotten into trouble before. We have Cam Dantzler coming back from last year. Started off slow, but he really picked it up towards the end of the season. So we have him. We have Harrison Hand. We also have Patrick Peterson that we signed via free agency. So I think this is the moment where you go get your corner. Now we have 2 here. We got Williams out of Oklahoma State, and we have Ambry Thomas out of Michigan. Michigan's been getting their butts kicked lately and getting torched, so I think I'm gonna go. Even though I love Michigan, they're my home state. Sorry, I'm going. I'm going with the Sooners. I'm going with that guy. But maybe we'll pick the Michigan guy up if he drops, and we'll take a flyer on him. Nope, Bears got him. Huh, well, their defense is going to continue to suck. So, thanks, Bears. Oh, there's Caden Stearns. So I got my safety. So I could take Joshua Bledsoe too. He's ranked 150. He's only 4 spots ahead. I like Caden though, and I've heard good things about him. And every time I draft him in Madden, he's been pretty good. He's actually my starter right now. I started playing Madden again, and I drafted him, and I made him. I actually had him learn under Holton Hill. I moved Hill to safety, and I moved Harrison to linebacker like I did the one time when I was still doing this. And Harrison's a beast, by the way, linebacker. And so Hill played safety until I let him go. Because Caden Stearns was his overall was climbing, and he was right up there, if not 1 point higher than Hill. So I starting Stearns. Stearns a good player, so I think I'm gonna go with him here. Even though Josh Bledsoe, I have no idea who he is. I know who Stern is. I'm taking him. So I got 2 studs at safety to shore up the back end of my defense. So Zimmer's going to be happy about that. Now I think we have one more pick coming, maybe 2. 6th round. We don't have a 7th because we lost it. Vikings got in trouble for something. I don't remember what. So I believe this next pick is our last one. And we've done everything we need except receiver, offensive tackle, and tight end, which we don't really need a tight end. I really don't want to get a receiver. But we'll see what we got here. We're at pick 199. So anybody we rank here, it's going to be a good pick. It'll be a value pick. I can't trade. This guy catches my attention. I hear a lot of things about him. Pretty much 6th and 7th round picks, it's kind of... You're probably gonna put them on the practice squad, or they're gonna be cut. They don't have kick. Oh, I was gonna say I don't have kickers. No kickers. No special teamers. They don't do kickers, huh? Oh, that sucks. Interior offensive lineman. Okay, I guess they don't have kickers. Unless they're at the bottom. Oh. I thought I saw a kicker or punter. Nope. Yeah, they don't do kickers or punters. Well, we are going to take... I could take BPA, which would be... this guy here. I've actually heard good things about Demetric Felton, Andy from Purple for the Win YouTube channel. He's talked about Felton. He can also play tight end or back, so we'll take Felton, even though he's not ranked the greatest. But I think we're done here. I think we're coming up on the last of the draft here. So let's review. It's going to say 7th round here in a minute. Pretty sure that was our last pick. Yep. Okay, 7th round. So here we go. So here's our picks. We drafted Vera Tucker, needed, at the Vikings stand pat at 14. I think that's who they're going to go after. A lot of people are mocking Vikings with him. Pete Werner, linebacker. I think he could even start day 1 opposite Barr and on the other side of Kendricks. That would be a good pick too. Kellen Mond, future quarterback. Have him sit for next 2 years behind Kirk, and then when Kirk's insane contract is done, give him the keys to the to the office unless they can get a hands on somebody else. Unless the Vikings trade up and move up and get one of the top three, which I doubt. Stranger things have happened. But I can see Kellen Mond or Connell Trask getting picked by the Vikings. Hopefully, it's this kid. I've heard a lot of good things about him. Deontay Brown, that was a oops pick. I thought it was an interior defensive man. Obviously not. It's another guard. That's fine. We need guards. Stick him next to Brian O'Neill and learn from him, or stick him on the left side with Ezra Cleveland. I think it'll work out, no matter what. We need guards. So, Andre Cisco, we need a safety eventually for the future. And that goes for Caden Stearns down here as well. So we took care of both safety positions for the future. When Woods, whether he's a one and done, leaves, and of course Harrison Smith, if he's out of here when his contract expires, or if he decides to retire as a Viking, you got to think about the future because he is on the wrong side of 30. I personally think he will re-up his contract. And I think Harrison Smith will be here for the rest of his career. I think he's a Viking for life, and he should be in the Hall of Fame. He is one of the best safeties in the league. Jalen Twyman, he kind of fell into our lap. We didn't really need interior defensive linemen, but he'll be there to learn from Pierce and Tomlinson. And then when the time comes, maybe in a couple years down the road, if Pierce decides to leave the Vikings or the Vikings want to move on, they got their guy. And I think Twyman, I've heard good things about him. A lot of people talking about him. He's good. He could be a diamond in the rough in the middle rounds of the draft. So we got him. Odenigbo, another edge piece that we can slide opposite Danielle Hunter. And then, of course, we filled the cornerback position. Always looking for cornerbacks. I figured this is about where the Vikings should pick one this year. I don't think they need to draft really high for one this year. They need other needs more than corner right now. And like I said, Caden Stearns, I like him. I've heard good things about him. A lot of people have talked about him. For some reason, he's dropping in the mocks. I think it's just other players out of position. This is a deep receiver class, and the same with quarterbacks, so I think that's why Caden's kind of dropping a little bit. I think this would be a sneaky good pick for the Vikings. I think he could be another diamond in the rough, and I think they should take him. I'm all for signing him and Cisco and having those two studs in the back. I think that would be a great pick for the Vikes. And then the receiver position, just not really for a number 3 or 4, more like kick returner. We need a kick returner. I think Abdullah, he's not that good. I don't know why we signed him. They got to get somebody else back there. So that's my take on the draft. We might do another one of these with a different draft engine. I think I'm going to try the one I used last year, but it's going to be the free version because I paid for last year's, but not this year's. So I'll try something else. And we got 2 weeks before the draft. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I would love one of the top 3 quarterbacks. Personally, for me, I want Zach Wilson, but we know it's not going to happen. The Jets traded Sam Darnold to Carolina. They're going to take Zach Wilson, and I hope. And Jets, please don't ruin him. You need to build around him. Stop this. They've been shit for years. I'm sorry. The Jets need to do what the Browns have done. The Browns finally got it right. They added the right free agents. They did the right drafting, and now look at the Browns. They were great last year. They just ran into Kansas City. I think the Browns would have given Tampa Bay more of a headache than Kansas City did. Kansas City wasn't in the game at all in the Super Bowl. But I think the Browns, they finally got it done right. Browns fans need to just, I know they suffered long and hard, just like us Viking fans. So I feel for them. I mean, I've been suffering since I started following football that I can remember in the mid '80s. So I know how their pain is, and I know how close we've come to the Super Bowl in my lifetime. So just hang in there, Browns. You'll get your Super Bowl, and hopefully it'd be kind of cool to see the Vikings and Browns in the Super Bowl, and one of the teams lose. It gets the monkey off their back. Hopefully us first. Because, we're 0 for 4 right now. And it'd just be nice to experience one Super Bowl win. I just want one. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking like a dynasty like the freaking Pats have, just or the Cowboys of the '90s. I just want one Super Bowl. That's all I want. One Super Bowl appearance, one win, and I'm happy. I mean, I got experience two Twins World Series wins. Granted, I was a kid, and I'd like another one to experience as an adult, and so my kids can experience it. And I'm just for the Vikings, just give me one Super Bowl and one win. That's all I want. And if that happens, and if we just stay relevant and we get in the playoffs and we don't win anymore, at least we got our one. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for tons of Super Bowl wins. So, but I think the Vikings, if they're at 14, and if the way it played out like this, where Trey Lance drops to us, I could honestly see them taking Lance, but if they were gonna pick quarterback at 14, if it was between Lance and Jones, I'm taking Lance. If I'm the Vikings, a lot of people say Vikings don't need a quarterback. They got Kirk Cousins, and yes, they have Kirk Cousins, but they need to think about the future. Cousins ain't gonna be here all long term. He's not gonna be here for more than 2 or 3 years. He's gonna age and he's gonna go away, and then they're gonna be in the same position they were before. They had their quarterback of the future. They had their franchise quarterback, and that was Teddy. And Teddy was doing fine until the gruesome knee injury, the gruesome leg injury that he almost lost his knee. And I honestly think if the Vikings would have given Teddy longer time to heal up and just say, take as much time as you want. We're going to rebuild these next 2 years, get everything right, buttoned up, and then when you're ready and 100% and you're good to go, we're going to be ready. And that's what they should have done instead of waste all that goddamn money on Kirk Cousins. And they should have stuck with Case Keenum for a year. I think if they stuck with Keenum for another year, 2018, instead of Cousins, let Teddy, continue his conditioning, rebuild that offensive line, which was garbage even back then, and all that money they spent on Kirk Cousins, they could have spent dumping money into the offensive line to fix it, and then I think and do a philosophy on defense, because Zimmer's defense went to trash last year, and it wasn't just because of the injuries. There was a lot of players that were sucking up too, and even Xavier Rhodes the year before that when he was with us was stinking it up. I think if they would have just said, you know what, it was a down year for Xavier, let's get him back, let's get Mackenzie Alexander back in here, which they did this year, and just kind of change things around, it would have been fine. The Vikings are playing like it's the 1990s again, the run-first offense. That's not how the league works now. It's all passing. Look at all the teams that have great quarterbacks, and what are they doing? They're passing. You got Mahomes. You got Russell Wilson. You had Drew Brees, but he's done now. His arm practically fell off like Brett Favre. At least Brees did the right thing and retired. We need a passing quarterback, and we need a guy that's a little more mobile and more pocket awareness than Kirk Cousins. Now, this isn't a dump on Kirk Cousins. Kirk's a great quarterback. He's not, or I should say he's a good quarterback. He's not great like Mahomes. And in a way, Jackson, he's good, but he's not great yet. But the really good quarterbacks like Wilson and Rodgers, they got pocket awareness. They might not be scramblers, but they know when they're under pressure. They know when to get the ball out of their hands. Kirk takes 5-6 steps back, and he's holding the ball on like a statue. You need a quick release. You need to make quicker decisions. But he's got great stats, but he needs to do a better job of being aware of his surroundings. And yes, that, of course, comes with a better offensive line. We haven't had a good offensive line for God knows how long. I can't remember. I think it was when Bryant McKinnon was on the left side, and I think we had Matt Burke at center, and it's been that long. And we need to rebuild the offensive line. We need big dudes that can block and protect the quarterback, and not only protect the quarterback, but create lanes for our running back, who we just paid months of money to stay with us. Got to make some holes for Dalvin Cook, and if we're not making holes for Dalvin Cook, he's not going to be able to run. And if we're constantly being blitzed because our linemen don't know how to tackle, Kirk Cousins can't do what fans are asking him to do when he's on his ass 2 or 3 seconds after the ball is snapped, because Our right guard, Dakota Dozier or Drew Samia, is a freaking turnstile. So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to spend too much money on the O line. Well, you have to. That's why your left tackle is the most important player on your team, besides your center who can read plays and make quick decisions. That's why I like Matt Burke and Jeff Christie so much, because they were good centers. They recognized plays and they called it out to their quarterback, and then the quarterback relayed that. That's something Garrett Bradbury needs to do better of. He's a great run blocking center, but he needs to work on his pass protection. And I think this year is going to be a critical year for him too. If he continues to struggle like he has been, he's going to get booted like Pat Elflein did last year. So, yes, Kirk Cousins has his faults, but at the same time, he's one of the, I would call him a top 10 quarterback. He's not in the top 5. He's more in the top 10. He gets the job done when the systems, everything's set up right. And I think if they're going to continue with Kirk for the next 2 years, they need to do a better job of protecting him in front. And they also need to call out better plays. They need to do more play actions. He's good at play actions, especially if he can roll out and he's got time. He needs to do stuff like that. And he just needs to be better aware of his surroundings. And I think Kirk will be okay. Recently, Score North did a thing. They said, is Kirk Cousins a Super Bowl winning quarterback? Can he win the big one? And I think that's a two-headed monster. Yes, he can, but he needs a better offensive line in front of him, and he needs to make better decisions as far as his awareness. If he knows he's under pressure, don't throw it into double coverage to get picked off. If you're under pressure and there's nobody open and you know you're going to sack, at least move up in the pocket and get sacked and take a 1 or 2 yard loss. Don't take a 7-10 yard loss or risk throwing it and getting fumbled. Or start counting in your head as soon as the ball snap. I got, okay, such and such is having a good game here. I got this many seconds to go because I know this guy here blocking him is garbage. Or Samia's in there, I'm screwed. Maybe the Vikings need to put Kurt in shotgun formation the whole game for extra seconds. I don't know, but they need to rebuild the O-line, and this draft is going to do it. And I hope, I pray, I wish Zimmer and Spielman, their jobs are on the line. They need to fix this O-line. Defense, I think, is going to be fine. Last year was tough, but we lost a lot of players because of injury and because of COVID. All our starters are back. The situation with Jeff Gladney, we don't know, but we got enough guys on hand to help us out. I think the Vikings will be better than last year. I think they can make the playoffs. They're going to have to catch the Packers, but personally, I don't see the Packers didn't do much anything. So I think it's going to be a fight with the Packers to get the division, but they're not necessarily going to win it. I mean, the Vikings are not necessarily going to win it unless they go balls to the wall like they did in '98 and 2017. We'll see. This new playoff system and now the extra week of play is going to be very interesting. I think at best I can see the Vikings finish 11-6. Worst case scenario, it's going to be 5-12. I personally think if we miss the playoffs or we finish really sub 500, there's going to be a house cleaning, and I think Zimmer and probably Rick Spielman will be fired. And I think that would include the quarterback because they're going to be tied to, all three of them are tied to the hip. So it's going to be very interesting next couple weeks to see what goes on in the draft, who they draft, and that'll be a telling sign of where they're thinking. I think if they draft a guard in the first round or move up in the second round to pick one, if they trade back and get a second round pick or trade some of their later round picks to get back in the second or future picks to get in the second, and they draft another O-lineman, it's going to be a telling sign where this offensive line is going to end up. I personally think they have their tackles set in Cleveland and O'Neal, and I think the best move they can make is draft a couple guards because they have no guards. They're all shit. I know there's a few guards on free agency that are available. I think Schwartz was one of them. I can't remember his name, but I recognize the name, and I know he's a guard. And I think the Vikings might sign. If they get one guard at least, they might get one as a cap casualty June 1st, or maybe somebody that's still available now. I could see them doing a veteran minimum deal for somebody that's available and plugging them in there. I think that's the route they should go. I think you don't want too many rookies on that old line because you still got young guys. You got other young guys on that line you got to worry about. You got Bradbury in the middle, who's still a young guy and still learning, and you got Cleveland, who's in his second year now. So I think the Vikings might be just waiting till after draft to see how it falls, and I think they're gonna sign a free agent guard to take up that one spot because then you got at least two veterans on the line, and O'Neal, who's still relatively young himself, but he's good. He's one of the top right tackles in the league. If you get another veteran who's been there just as long, if not longer, that's going to help those three young guys, and I think that's where the Vikings are going. So hopefully they're thinking that. So other than that, I think the Vikings are set up good. They do need to get a quarterback for the future. I think Kellen Mond would be the good pick, and hopefully he falls to them. If they decide to trade up and go get the quarterback of the future, and it's Trey Lance, or not Trey Lance, if it's Justin Fields, that'd be nice, but they're going to have to pass a lot of teams, and they're going to have to give up a lot. I would think if they're going to trade with anybody, it would be San Francisco, and we all know Kyle Shanahan, who used to coach in Washington, he coached Kirk Cousins. He loves Cousins. He said he wanted to sign him. That was until he went to Minnesota. You never know. They might still. There are rumors about trading Cousins there before, but that's a lot of money that they're going to have to pay to get Kirk Cousins, and maybe the Vikings have to pay some of it off. I don't know. Those are just rumors. I know some people have been saying don't count it out yet, but if the Vikings were to pick a quarterback that high and trade up, it'd have to be either San Francisco, or if they're going to go get the tackle they want, Penei Sewell, they'd probably have to leapfrog the Bengals. I don't see Sewell going past the Bengals. I really think they need to take him. They got to protect Burrow. But they might just want to give Joe Burrow some more weapons. But then you got to compete with the Lions. But you don't want to trade with the Lions either because they got a handful of picks from the Rams in that quarterback trade. But you never want to do in-division trades, and I hate them, and I'm still pissed that we traded with the Bears. This last couple years, we did one trade with the Bears, and it's like, why are you helping them out to move up? I know you're taking picks away from them in future drafts or future rounds, but I would never have done it, but that's just me. But I'm going to get this, so I'm going to finish this video here. I'm rambling, and I had a good time doing this. We'll do another one. I'll find another mock draft machine, and we'll do another one before the draft in a couple weeks. If you like this vlog, hit that like button, leave a comment if you like, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help out with future projects, you can visit my Patreon, patreon.com/mntwins28. You don't have to help. Any help is greatly appreciated. My cat is going nuts. He's running all over the house. Until next time, peace out, and Skol Vikings.